नित्यानन्देश्वर समारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Srimahans, Mahans, Kotaris, Tanedars, sitting with us all over the world through Nithyananda TV, Sadhana TV, and two-way video conferencing. Cities sitting with us in two-way video conferencing: Philadelphia, San Diego, Dallas Dwaraka, Dubai Vaidyanatham, Hong Kong Sirgari, Ohio Prayag, Hebal Bangalore, Calgary Amarnath, Scottsdale Arizona, Hyderabad Gupta Kashi, High Point North Carolina, Belgium Dhyanapeetam, Nithyananda Dhyanapeetam Hosur, Nithyananda University Paris, Madurai, Oklahoma Somanatham, Phoenix Kanchipuram, Nithyanandeshwara Temple Pondicherry, Seattle Chidambaram, Guadalupe Rameshwaram, Nithyananda Nagar Abididi, Simi Valley California, Vancouver Canada, Singapore Singapuram, Houston Kalahasti, Nithyananda University Los Angeles, Baldwin St. Louis, Toronto Kailasam, Indrani New Jersey, Kuala Lumpur Palani, Mill Valley Vairavan Goyal, Belgium Dhyanapeetam, Madurai Dhyanapeetam, Amersfoort Netherlands, Wellington North Carolina, Calgary Amarnath, Scottsdale and Philadelphia. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Today I will expand on completion. You may think, Swamiji has spoken so much about completion, what is he going to add? I have something to add, that is why. Just few days before, when all of you were going through some of the heavy incompletions, reliving them and relieving them, completing with them. Actually, when I sit here, I sit holding all of you. Please listen. Shiva Sutras very clearly describe even if an enlightened master holds the space of advaitha for you, you complete all your incompletions and you achieve miracles in your life. You cause your reality by causing miracles in your life. Beautifully Shiva Sutra puts it. Whether healing a physical disease or manifesting the life as you want, if an enlightened master holds the space for you, means holds you in his consciousness, like mother holding a child. I'll say one step further. Mother holding a baby inside the womb. When he holds the space of advaitha for you, you may jump here, you may jump there, you may do this, you may do that, you may do it rightly or wrongly, but you will break all your incompletions in his space, because end of the day you are inside his space. You can kick with right hand, right leg, left leg, you can even fall, but you will fall only in his lap. So when an enlightened master holds the space for you, you are in his breathing space and he holds you consciously. You go through all your incompletions smoothly and complete and be relieved. So whenever I sit here, I hold all of you into that space. I program it automatic, and then I sit silently or sit with my some other job or whatever I am attending, but I will be sitting. This time, when I was sitting, I just suddenly thought, I wanted to exactly see the depth and detail, what happens in your physiological system. See, physical is different, physiological is different, psychological is different. The psychological effect, we know what happens after the completion. After completion, what happens in your system, in your mind, we know all that. What happens after the completion, even in your physiology, we know it. I wanted to know exactly what is happening, how this fire is melting the butter. Butter is your incompletion, fire is my space. How this fire is melting your butter. How when I hold the space for you, your incompletions melts down, you relieve it and relieve it. I just wanted to see exact process where, see when you heat up a vessel and put that butter, how it melts and becomes ghee. At one point there will be sound where the heat and the butter is meeting and the butter becoming ghee. That sound will come. I wanted to know where in your system exactly that sound is coming. Where the consciousness, the completion, melts your incompletion and you melt, you become complete. Where it happens, how it happens. So I decided to look into some of the disciples' inner space. But as an enlightened ethics, I cannot look in, I cannot enter unless you permit. But one good thing, I had few kotaris and tanedars and mahans who never put door for me, who never put any gate. So always says, no, look inside and clean whatever need to be cleaned up. For whom I am the permanent scavenger, permanent cleaner. I decided through them I'll look in and see what happens in their system. Please understand, this is one of the biggest revelation which is going to help all of you and millions who are going to come for completely completing in a very simple, very beautiful way. The scanning I did during the time of past life regression. If you have done earlier IAs, you will find this IA is the first time after the completion I made you all sit in the past life regression before sending you for lunch. That was the time I was scanning. That was the time I was scanning. Listen. Whenever the past life memories open up, there will be a heavy incompletions. I can't even describe. It's almost like suddenly you discover a wound with so much of pus. It will be like that. So I was looking into I've taken around at least 10 specimens of various type and started looking in how this me holding the space of advaitha completes them, melts those pains and incompletions and pus away and relieves them. Understand, please listen. Please listen. This is the key word. Whenever you are sitting for completion, just sit with that heaviness on you. Whatever heaviness you feel as incompletion, if you see one part of you is always a tantrum throwing child. It does not want life, it does not want work, it does not want responsibility, it does not want society, it does not want even completion, it does not want yoga, it doesn't want anything, it just wants to cry, throw tantrum. It is like a mother holding a child and child is all the time kicking the mother. Leave me, I'm going where? I don't know. What are you going to do? No, I don't know. What's your goal? I don't know. Why are you crying? I don't know. No, one part of you is that tantrum throwing child. How many of you recognize there is a part of you which is constant tantrum throwing child? Just sit with that child. Decide, okay, what can be done? You are like this, I am like this, let us sit together. Don't bring your grown-up intelligence to complete that child or relive, nothing. Just sit with that child. That's all I am saying. Tell yourself clearly, listen, this has to be very clearly understood. There is part of you which has already tasted completion and complete. There is part of you which is tantrum throwing child. It wants to break everything. House need to be cleaned? No, I am throwing the house. Job need to be attended? No, I am resigning from it. Car need to be cleaned? No, I am throwing it away, junking it. You have to go to school? No, I want to burn the school. You have to dress up? No, I don't want to. You have to do completion? No, I don't want to. It just throws tantrum, doesn't want to do anything. Let you sit with the space of your completion one side, the other side the tantrum throwing child. It doesn't want to do anything with your logic. It says, I am on strike. Please understand, inside all of us, there is a professional protesting, tantrum throwing child, which protests even against the protest. After protesting 2 days, throwing tantrum, I want to lie down all the time in the bed, I don't want to do anything. All right, you lie down. After 2 days, third day, I can't even lie down in the bed. I'm feeling like burning, suffocating, everything is burning, head to toe, I don't know what to do, I want to do something. All right, come on, then let's go to office, or let's go to the temple, let's go to mall. No, I don't want to do any of that. Then let's lie down. No, I don't want to lie down, it is suffocating. The tantrum throwing child should never be handled logically. Please listen, this is the key word. Do not ever try to have a conversation with the tantrum throwing child. The more conversation you have, more frustrated you will become. Because the tantrum throwing child is not debating with you, he is protesting against you. So the more you engage that child in dialogue, more you try to engage that part of you in conversation, the more you will become frustrated. More that tantrum throwing child will become empowered. If there is a light, in front of that light I am doing some shadow games. how they do the shadow games, moving their fingers through that. They create shadows, and that's through the shadows they tell stories. The shadow stories in shadow games. In this shadow game, one lion and one deer, both of them are fighting. The lion is attacking the deer. You feel so painful and compassionate. You just wanted to save that deer from the lion. What's the best way? Switch off the light. Don't try to strengthen the deer. Don't try to supply weapons to the deer. Don't give rifle to the deer. Don't attack the lion. All that will be stupid. You will be attacking your own hand, which is doing the shadow game. Just switch off the light. Then the whole shadow game loses its power. Same way, the tantrum throwing child in you is empowered when you engage in dialogue with that child. When you try to logically analyze with that child, reason with that child. If you tell the child, come on, all the time you are throwing tantrum, you don't go to office, you don't want to work in the house, you don't want to do completion, then what are you going to do? That is what empowers that child. You considering the child as an entity, you trying to complete with that child, you trying to deal with that child, empowers that tantrum throwing child. Leads to frustration of the tantrum throwing child and of you, frustration of you. Only thing you need to do, just sit. Yes, part of me is a tantrum throwing child. It is sitting like a butter on the fire. The fire is me, the space of completion. Just sit. Don't have the greed. The tantrum throwing child should melt away immediately. Don't have that fear what that stupid child is going to do to you and what all you have to go through. Nothing. When you sit in the banks of Ganga, silently, automatically there will be rain, shine, Ganga level raising up, down, you will be cleaned. Even if you don't enter into the Ganga and take bath. Just sit on the space of your completion with the tantrum throwing child, which is part of you. Suddenly you will see the tantrum throwing child, which is part of you, just melts away. After 2 days, you will not even be able to remember that part of you which is all the time throwing tantrum. Understand the lesson I learned from that session, exactly what is happening. I wanted all of you to do that process. This is one of the core truth about completion. Understand? All of us carry that professional protesting child who just doesn't like anything, doesn't want anything, doesn't feel good with anything, doesn't feel homely with anything, doesn't like anything. Only it wants to break everything. Marriage, break it. Family, break it. Job, break it. House, break it. Spirituality, break it. Completion, break it. Anything it sees in front of its eyes, it just wants to break it. It just wants to break it. That's all. Sit with that child knowing clearly, your completion is powerful enough when you sit with that child as that child. Don't even try to complete that child. Yes, this is the way part of me is. Just sit with that child. Don't have any dialogue. Don't even think, plan to complete that child. Don't think to relieve all that. Not even a completion process. Just sit with that child and know very clearly your completion space will melt down that child. You will see like a butter melting down. That incompletion, suddenly it will happen in like a fraction of a second. You will be in a different space. That heaviness, that load of that child is no more there. Not even that child is dead, that child is evaporated. Understand? It does not even die and leave its dead body. It just gets evaporated. I saw that day. The moment I started holding my space of advaitha, I could see like in the hot pan, the moment you put the butter, how it becomes ghee in few seconds. Same way, all these guys, their incompletion just evaporated. In a hot pan, if you put the handful of ice, not only it will become water, it will become steam. Same way, I saw all these guys just, their incompletions, the tantrum throwing child is evaporated. Listen. The advaitic space is not my property. Understand? I am a wholesale dealer, but I am not proprietor. It is not my own property. All of you have it. All of you have that inside you. So decide to sit with your advaitic space and with your tantrum throwing child. Actually, you are nothing but the fight between your tantrum throwing child and your advaitic space. Unfortunately, you think you own the tantrum throwing child because he makes more noise. An advaitic space is very silent and polite. Because of that, you think he is not there. Sit with the clarity. Your advaitic space will melt down, evaporate the tantrum throwing child you are carrying. Just in few seconds, the tantrum throwing child will evaporate. It will not be there anymore. Today I wanted all of you to do this process. Take at least 21 minutes and sit. Of course, all the inner awakening participants I will be guiding. Today you guys will do. Already you have done it. You have done it, and we will be doing further different levels of completion. But all the satsang participants, satsangis, don't miss this process. Sit. Sit with yourself for 21 minutes and do this completion.
I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching and causing eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you.
Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nithyananda.org, www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.